Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I am Manjur Ron. I am with the chapter Communication Skills, and today we are going to study session 2, that's verbal communication. So, before moving to this session, we must know what's verbal communication. So, verbal communication, or we can say oral communication, it describes any type of interaction between individuals which make use of words and involves speaking and listening. That's known as verbal communication or oral communication, we can say. So, in this session, we will be dealing with verbal communication or oral communications and their advantages. So, let's start. So, as I gave a brief definition of verbal communication, let's again study that verbal communication with example. So, as I told you, verbal communication is sharing of information by using words. It's what it's what most people use as a method of communication. So, most of the people are using verbal or oral communication for speaking and listening. So we'll learn about non-verbal visual communication in the next coming sessions. So verbal communication is important because if you do not use the right words, you will cause confusion and you will not be able to communicate what you want to communicate. So the important form of verbal communication will be discussing in the next slide. So here is the important point that you have to use right words at right places in order that you may not create confusion and your message will be audible and delivered to the recipient whom you are communicating with. So here it becomes very important to choose the right words, what you are speaking, and speak them without any confusion. So last video we had already discussed 7 C's that will make your communication effective. So let's move to the next slide. So we are again focusing on oral or spoken communication. You see, the communication which involves talking face to face conversations when you can see the listener. For example, we are having group discussions, we are talking to family members at home, we are having conversation with public through speech. So talking on phone, this is a personal and official communication. Phone conversations should begin with the Islamic greetings, or normally we can say hello. So talking and listening to each other is important here. The conversation can end with thank you or shukriya, we can say, or bye. So classroom teaching, business discussions, and public speech are other examples of oral communication. So oral communication beyond group discussions, talking to family members, conversation with public through speech. So beyond this, we are having classroom teaching, business discussions, public speech. These are the examples of oral communication or spoken communication, where one person talks with many at once. So this is very important here. When you are doing oral communication or spoken communication, you have to choose the words wisely so that the audience will not be in confusion and your message will be clearly received by the audiences whom you are communicating with. So these things are very important in communication. While you are performing any oral communication, you need to go through these things. Your message must be clear. So another part is written communication. So as the word suggests, written communication which involves typed words, writing letters, it could be notes, it could be emails, or SMSs, short messaging services, which we are using on the internet. So these can be sent through a phone or a laptop to a person or group, using email to share news, thoughts, documents, and files, including photos, videos, animations, and music, can be used to send message to the person or a group. So we are having books and newspapers. These are the forms of written communication. So written communication, as you are using WhatsApps, you are using Facebooks, you are using these social media tools to get connected to other persons. So you are communicating actually with them with the help of typed words. That's included in written communication. So written communication is very much easy, where you have to take care of the spellings you are typing, and again the sentences you are writing. So your sentence must be clear, it must be a complete sentence with meaning, so that the person you are communicating will get a clear message. So next we'll discuss what are the advantages of this verbal communication. Since verbal communication is very easy and quick, so it's having various advantages, so that you can get quick response whom you are speaking to, or you can change your communication according to other person's reply. For example, if we are doing oral communication, it can be quickly done. For example, if I need to communicate with the other person face to face, or group discussion, or in classroom, so we can do this communication uh, very easily and very quickly. So you can change your communication as the other person's reply. So this is the advantage of oral communication, and we can do it as easy as possible. So this was all about today's verbal communication. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson, and you will go through this lesson properly, and you will adopt these lessons in your practical lives, so that in order to make your communication look good and impressive and effective. Thank you.